Hello, this is Nelson, your tax professional, and today I will talk about the differences between contributing to a traditional or Roth IRA. This is a question I get asked frequently, and there is a lot of confusion, especially if you Google the topic. Okay, I really like this chart because it really explains the differences quite well. But I will throw some examples this way you can really get this chart. Okay, so let's talk about Joe. Joe doesn't know where to contribute to a traditional or Roth IRA. So let's talk about two different cases. In this case, on the traditional IRA, Joe is an executive and he has a high W2 salary. So Joe meets with his CPA and the CPA produces some tax projections. The CPA concludes that Joe in the future will be in a lower tax bracket. Perhaps Joe, the only sources of income in the future will be some 401k distributions and some RMDs, require minimum distributions from this traditional IRA. So this is where it makes sense for you to contribute to a traditional IRA, and this is why you see this lever pointing down as you see here, because it's showing that he will be in a lower tax bracket. Now let's talk about the Roth IRA. And for one, in my opinion, I'm very biased with the Roth IRA. I will always choose a Roth IRA over a traditional IRA regardless of the tax consequences. But let's concentrate on Joe. So on the Roth IRA, Joe is an average W2 salary, but he has all of these other sources of income. Let's say Joe is an entrepreneur, he has self-employment income, he has dividends, interests, rents, etc. So Joe meets with the CPA and the CPA produces some tax projections. And based on those, the CPA thinks that Joe will be in a higher tax bracket because all of this income combined. So it's better for Joe to contribute to a Roth IRA and pay the taxes now than in the future. And for me, it makes much more sense to pay the taxes now, especially since we're still under the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Acts, which means that we're still in the lower tax brackets. And these expire in 2025. And here's the other thing that a lot of financial experts and YouTubers don't really explain is that we have a huge national debt and deficit. Since we have this huge deficit, the government has to borrow trillions of dollars at a higher interest. But guess what? They have to make these interest payments. And guess where the money is coming from? A large chunk of the money is coming from taxes. So your taxes will be higher. The government is going to raise taxes. So that's why I say I'd rather pay the taxes now than in the future when they will be much, much higher. So that's the differences between a traditional and a Roth IRA. Always consult with your tax professional because you want to get some projections. You want to see what benefits you. Okay. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.